we've already adapted to that one. And for people look at us, even I believe up to now, that there's some things that they expect you to do. There's some things they expect you to the way they expect you to behave. They look forward to you. They expect you to in a various things. But for us, then for me, let me just talk about myself at this point. I live my life.
The top that I'm wearing. Because God has used our Father in the Lord to impact their generation and generations to come, even generations yet unborn. So I would not change this journey in any way, shape, or form, because there has been tremendous impact, not just in our nation, all over the world by God's grace. And it's also been a journey of faithfulness, faithfulness to the dreams and visions of an illiterate man, faithfulness to this great mission of ours, faithfulness to the God of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. So, because it's very, very rare in this day and age to find people who are faithful. But they, I believe, our father-in-law and mother-in-law have been extremely faithful. And God, in return, has also been faithful. So there will be no reason to change this work if we had to do it all over.
All right, I'm so glad to hear you say that and just hear so much more things about Daddy and Mommy. But I have to go to the next question is for Pastor Dare. So Pastor Dare, if you could walk this journey over again, is there anything that you would like to change?
Inculcated also in my own kids. Number one is prayers, because we every morning we do the morning devotion, and I remember very early we have to be at the morning devotion as early as 6 a.m. And I know that most of the time Daddy goes out to pray in the evening all night. So most of the time we are late coming to the morning devotion. But when he's coming in and we hear him opening the door, we all rush out of our bed, still half asleep. I rush to the place for the morning devotion. And most of the time, even when we're reading the Bible passages, we read it upside down. I mean, the Bible passage for the day, for the devotion, we read it upside down because we're still half asleep. So that's one of the things I've inculcated also in my children, that morning devotion is very important. As a family, having a family altar together. Also, since both of them are epitome of righteousness, selflessness, generosity, holiness, and mention it. Most of all these things are what I've also inculcated in my own children. That no matter what, even when they're going to cut your head off, always tell the truth. Like they taught us, always tell the truth at all times. So that's it. Right. Let me stop there because there's so many things we can talk about that. Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I want to congratulate Daddy and Mommy for 40 years in ministry. It has been a milestone. It's been a journey. Pray that the Almighty God will continue to sustain you.
Amen.
And continue to...
about things that people would love to know about Daddy and Mommy. So we're so privileged to have them here with us, joining us via Zoom. We have Pastor Enoch Adeboye, Pastor Adeboye, Pastor Dare Adeboye, and live here in the studio with me is Pastor Adeboye. Thank you so much for joining us today. So we're just going to be asking them a few questions, just questions that, like I said earlier, we got from seeds all over who they just want to know more about Daddy and Mommy Adeboye. So my first question is for you, Pastor Adeboye. So did you remember life as a child before Daddy and Mommy took on the responsibility as the general overseer? And are there anything that you miss about that?
I remember the bit that period when before Daddy then Mom became the general overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. As a lecturer there at University of Ilorin, because we moved from Lagos to Ilorin at a point. And then it was known like when they come back, discuss few things before going to bed. Normally, there's always time to go on holiday. I remember there was a time when we traveled from Lagos on train to town during Christmas and Easter, to visit my grandma then at Alicia. So it was fun. What have we missed? Well, we missed that, but I believe there's a time and there's a season for everything. That was the period, that season then, and things has to change. And we thank God for the way things has changed, what we are now today, the family kind of life we live with daddy and mommy, and the time spent that we have, the relationship we have with them right now as well. So things has changed, but we thank God.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. All right. So my next question is for you. General Overseer, our pastor, our dear father, Enoch Adeboye, and his lovely wife, our mommy, Mrs. Adeboye. We thought it would be nice to have a conversation with his four kids, our fathers and mother, and our brothers and sisters.
It means then, because we already in ministry already. We're already in the church. We're already living. We already like you call it now.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was a bit strange because you now discover that a lot of people were not putting more emphasis and more attention on the family itself. And for us then it was because we're still young. The concept of general overseer, what does it mean to start with? Nobody really understand the whole thing. So it took a while. It took a lot of time to be able to now understand that, look, this is general overseer, is now representing the general superintendent,